Hello everybody, Low2 for Life here, bringing us a brand new deck profile. This is an updated version of my Blue Galaxy deck profile, Blue Eyes plus Photons. A deck I haven't really worked on too much since Master Rule 4 came out. Once Master Rule 4 did come out, I did try and rebuild this deck under it, but it just proved to be impossible. And then we finally got Hip Hop Schengen or whatever he's called, so now the deck is at least somewhat playable at the moment. The deck is still a far cry from its former self before Master Rule 4, where you could churn out 4 to 5 Xyz or Synchros in one turn, but however, I still love it. It's one of my favorite decks that I've come up with, and it's just so much fun to play. Just being able to be, just completely crap out a bunch of big 3K monsters and dragons and be able to feel like you're either Kaiba or Kaito or Kite, whatever name you want to go with for him. But I digress. Let's get on with the deck profile. I don't want to hold you guys too much. First and foremost, we got triple Blue Eyes White Dragon. Kind of goes without saying, you know, Blue Eyes, White Dragon. He kind of is needed for the deck, and with him being able to be searched out and utilized so easily, there is no reason not to play 3 of them anymore. I know some early builds of Blue Eyes did only play 2, but I think 3 is just perfectly fine at the moment. Also, if you're wondering what that marking is on mine, I have my playset signed by Kaiba. By Kaiba, I mean obviously Eric Stewart, the voice actor of him from 4Kids, so yay! Moving on, we got triple alternative dragon. Kind of goes without saying, you just reveal Blue Eyes, summon him. You kind of need him. Really good card. I'm not going to really waste too much time on explaining cards a lot of you guys already know. Moving on, we got triple Whitestone of the Ancients. Again, another great card overall. One of the best tuners for the deck. If it's sent to the graveyard during the end phase of that turn it was sent, you can summon any Blue Eyes from your deck. That's not once per turn effect. It's stupid. I love it. Yeah, you gotta wait till the end of the turn, but it's really, really nice. It gets you some extra bodies on field. And then also, of course, you can banish it from your graveyard, add a Blue Eyes from your grave to hand. Wonderful effects. Absolutely amazing for the deck, and I love it. Moving on, we got the first portion of the Galaxy part of this deck. Two Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragons. God, I love my Ghost Rares. And if you're wondering, yes, I do have a third, but he's just in my binder for safekeeping since 3 of this guy is too much for this deck. 2 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragons works wonders for this deck. Photon Dragon is the main boss monster of Photons and Galaxies, and for a lot of the support for the deck, you do need him in here, and this just works really great for being able to further churn out more rank 8s and, you know, make general boards with him. Continuing on with that theme, 2 Galaxy Knight. If you have a Galaxy monster or a Photon monster on your field, you can normal summon Knight without tributing, and then if you do, you can target 1 Galaxy Eyes in your graveyard, special summon it, and then he drops by 1,000 attack. Basically, make a rank 8 with him. That's the whole point of him. Moving on to Dragon Spirit of White. And Dragon Spirit of White is a pretty good card. When he's summoned, you can target any of your opponent's spells or traps on the field, banish it, and if your opponent has a monster, you can tribute him, spell summon out of Blue Eyes from your hand. Absolutely wonderful effects, and it's just a cherry on top. He's treated as a normal in graveyard or in your hand, which is just wonderful for other effects. On to the 1-ofs, we got 1 Galaxy Wizard. This deck doesn't really normal summon too much, partly because it really can't afford to, but this guy is one of your better normal summons. Once per turn, you can pump him up to being a level 8, and also once per turn, you can tribute him and add any Galaxy or Photon card from your deck to your hand. Again, really freaking wonderful. Then we got Galaxy Eyes Cloud Dragon. This guy has 2 really cool effects. You can tribute him, special summon a Galaxy Eyes from your graveyard. It can be any Galaxy Eyes except for himself. That means you can bring back your Xyz monsters and stuff. And then once per duel, if he's in your graveyard, you can target one of your Galaxy Eyes Xyz monsters you control, equip him onto that monster as an Xyz material. Really good effect. I really like how versatile these 2 cards are. Wizard just being able to make it easy to make rank 8s or be a searcher, and Cloud Dragon being able to, well, bring back your dead Xyz or, well, be a Xyz material. I hate how Xyz fodder re-equipping is a once per duel effect. There's no reason that should have been a once per duel effect. Moving on, we got 1 Sage with Eyes of Blue. I feel like, again, 1 Sage is just fine for this deck. You don't really want to normal summon him too much. We only got 1 target for him, which is Ancient. Generally speaking, other than that, you just want to pitch him, target one of your deck guys, and then summon out a Blue Eyes from the deck. he's just not very great. You would much rather summon out Galaxy Knight with his normal summon effect than you would summon out Sage. In this particular build, I know like in other builds, Sage is like one of the best normal summons of the deck, but this is Galaxy Blue Eyes. Moving on, we got triple trade-in. We got so many level 8s, it's not even funny, so trade-in is just absolutely amazing for the deck, being able to get your dudes in the graveyard where you want them and get you a couple extra cards. Triple Return of the Dragon Lords, being a monster reborn, that is even better because you can save your dragons. I love it. Then we got triple the Melody of Awakening Dragon. This card can search out alternative, Blue Eyes, and also Galaxy Eyes. So it can search out 3 monsters from your deck for the cost of 1 card and itself. Really great card. Obviously, most of the time you're going to add Blue Eyes and alternative because you generally want to get those 2 to your hand the fastest, and you got a bunch of ways to summon Galaxy Eyes from your deck. So generally speaking, you're going to be adding Blue Eyes in his alternative form, so you aren't going to be adding Galaxy Eyes too much unless you absolutely have to or you're running low on targets, so it kind of goes without saying. Moving on, another reason why you want to keep Galaxy Eyes on deck is Galaxy Expedition. If you control a level 5 or higher Galaxy monster, you can spell summon a level 5 or higher Galaxy monster from your deck in defense position. You can only activate 1 Expedition per turn. This card is really freaking amazing. Lets you go off a lot with ease in this deck, and I just absolutely love it. It's a combo maker and it's a play extender. Very, very good and powerful card for this deck and what it wants to do. And then we got 2 Photon Sanctuaries. This is a card I've always wanted to make good use of in Photons, and now I can do it in Blue Eyes as well. If you activate this card, you can only spell summon light monsters for the rest of the turn, and when you activate it, you summon 2 level 4 Photon tokens, Light Warrior, if I remember correctly, and 2,000 attack, 0 defense in defense position. Again, you can only summon light monsters. The tokens you summon can't attack. The pure reason that they were made initially was to be tribute fodder for Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, but nowadays you can use them as link fodder because Hip Hop has Shingen does not have any specific requirements other than that they have to be light monsters. So you activate this, link them off, summon Hip Hop, and there you go. And then moving on for extra revival, we got 2 Galaxy Zero. You bring back a Galaxy monster from your graveyard, you equip it with this card. That Galaxy monster has its effects negated, and if it would be destroyed, you can destroy this card, at which point it gets its effects not negated. They get it back, and then that monster's attack drops to 0. But if you bring back Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, you can save it through his own effect. Now, obviously, that's not what you're going to be using it for. You're going to be using it for link fodder or Xyz fodder or synchro fodder even, possibly. But however, most of the time you're going to be using this card to bring back your galaxies to be able to use them as Xyz or synchro fodder. I mean, sorry, Xyz or link fodder. 2 Dragon Shrine for easy grave flooding. 1 Soul Charge, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Silver's Cry for even more extra graveyard shenanigans. 1 rank up magic, quick chaos, because I love my rank ups and I don't get to play them in much stuff. I would prefer to play Argent Force, but Konami banned it for a stupid reason, so I gotta play quick chaos instead. And then because there are 2 traps, I am playing Tachyon Transmigration as well. Now, if you don't know what Tachyon Transmigration does, is, well, it's a counter trap, and you can only activate it if you control a Galaxy Eyes monster. But if you have Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon or Galaxy or numbers 107, so if you have either of the number 107s, Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon or Neo Tachyon Dragon, you can activate it from your hand, which is stupid. And basically, when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can activate this card, negate all cards and effects in a chain link controlled by your opponent, and shuffle them back into the deck. So let's say for some silly shenanigan you're doing against Chainburn and they have a chain link of like 12. They activated 12 cards, you activate this, all 12 of those cards get negated and go back into the deck. This card negates every single card in the chain, does not destroy it, and then shuffles it back to the deck. It's so stupid, I love it. This is arguably one of the best versions of Infernity Barrier released since Infernity Barrier. The only thing that really hinders it is that it's not searchable unless we get something that can search Tachyon cards, which would be wonderful. Come on, Konami, do that. Moving on to the extra deck. First and foremost, we got to get this guy out of the way. 2 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, one of the best cards for Blue Eyes in general. And this card is absolutely phenomenal in certain formats, especially like right now against Goki. Basically what he does is neither player can summon 2 or more monsters at the same time. If a monster effect is activated in graveyard, you can negate it. During your player's turn, you can tribute this dude, summon a light dragon type synchro monster from your extra deck, but destroy it during the end phase. And it's just so stupid. I love it. And of course, the main thing you're going to be summoning is Azurai's Silver Dragon, who, after he is summoned, gives like untargetability and immunity to destruction to all your current dragons. And then during your standby phase, you can summon any normal monster from your graveyard. Really good card overall for the deck, and I absolutely love it. Moving on, 1 Linkuriboh, kind of goes without saying, we got enough level 1s in here. We might want to be able to summon out Linkuriboh because this thing is stupid. Then we got 1 Hip Shenanigan. So basically, the only reason why I'm playing 1 is because you only really need 1. This deck doesn't need its extract too much, but Hip Shenanigan really does help out opening up more zones, and you can do some shenanigans between him and Linkuriboh and other stuff. Really good card overall. Very, very helpful for the deck. And if he does die, you can shuffle him back in your extract, so it's not like the worst thing in the world. Moving on, 1 number something, I can't read his number because it's covered by the Ultra Pro logo. Lancelot, Dark Knight of the Underworld. This thing is basically a Light and Darkness dragon, but in Exceeds form, and can pop stuff and attack directly. Very, very good and useful card. 1 number 90, Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. Really stupid card overall. Helps out the deck a lot. Helps out Galaxy Photons a lot. He just needs 2 level 8s to go into. During your opponent's turn, you can do an effect to where you can either add a Galaxy or a Photon card from your deck to your hand, or put it onto him as Exceeds material. While he has a Galaxy monster as Exceeds material, he cannot be destroyed by card effects. And then during your first turn, if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can detach a Exceeds material from him, negate it, and then if it was a Galaxy card, destroy it. Really good card overall. Very, very powerful. I love him. Very, very, very nice card overall. 1 Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon for just stealing my opponent's stuff and then making a good annoying number 90 something Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon. Stupid card. Whenever you can just plop him on top of any Galaxy Eyes Exceeds monster. When you do, you can dump 3 dragons of different names from your deck to the graveyard to force your opponent to banish 3 monsters from your deck, and then you can detach Exceeds material so you can attack up to 2 monsters during the battle phase. Very, very good card overall. 1 Thunder End Dragon, he needs 2 level 8 normals to make, so he's not the hardest thing in the world to make in this deck. And you can detach Exceeds material, destroy all other monsters on the board, which is just absolutely such a wonderful effect. Basically being an Exceeds version of Judgment Dragon. And then moving on, we got 1 number 107, Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. Very, very powerful card. Like, people forget how just annoying this card can be. At the start of the battle phase, you can detach an Exceeds material, negate all other cards and effects on the field, and then whenever he attacks, if your opponent activates a card or effect during that battle phase, he gets 1,000 extra attack for each card effect activated by your opponent during the battle phase, and 1 extra attack. Now, he only gets 1 extra attack, but however, I mean, like, regardless of how many cards or whatever your opponent activates, but his attack keeps increasing. So that can happen, that can result in some silly shenanigans if you're going against Gokis and other meta decks where they have a lot of battle tricks going on, like if you're going against Sky Strikers and they summon a Ray from the graveyard, that's gonna result in some funny stuff of that. But even more so, getting those extra attack points and attacks is always nice. And then to go on top of him, we got 1 number C107 Neo Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, an even more deadly foe than 107, where once per turn you can detach Exceeds material, negate all other cards and effects on the field, and your opponent cannot activate any cards or effects until the end of the turn. And if he has 107 on him, you can tribute 2 monsters to get an extra 2 attacks. It's really stupid. This thing is amazing. I love him. Very, very scary monsters. Best out of all the Neo monsters, definitely, in my opinion. One number 38, Hope Harbinger Dragon, Titanic Galaxy. Funny enough, because this thing is Galaxy in the name, he's technically a Galaxy monster. So therefore, technically, you can normal summon Galaxy Knight while he's on the field for no tribute. I love that technicality. He's just a really great card overall. A lot of people know that. You know, the big thing is that he can negate spells and their effects and equip them onto him as Xyz material. Now, of course, he has an attack redirection effect, which is nice too. But the big thing is that spell negation. And then for the OTK material potential, we got number 62, Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. This thing used to be a lot better when Xyz were actually played, but however, he's still pretty cool. Any battle damage he does is halved if you do not have Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Attach him as Xyz material. Whenever he attacks or is attacked, you can detach Xyz material. His attack increases by 200 for every rank on the field. So by the rank of all monsters that are on the field. So basically, if you have him and another Xyz monster that's rank 8, he goes up by 3,200 points, because that's 16 plus 16. Stupid amounts of attack he can get up to. And then also, if he dies by a card effect while he has Galaxy Eyes on him as Xyz material, during your second standby phase after he gets destroyed, you can summon him from your graveyard. Bit slow, but however, very nice as well for just general revival. And then, because I love this card so much, I know he's bad, but I love him. Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, and Ghost Rare and First Ed. I love this card so much. You need 3 rank 8s to go into him. Whenever he's Xyz summoned, if you have Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon on him as Xyz material, he negates all other cards and effects on the field. Once per turn, you can detach the Xyz material, remove all other monsters, all other Xyz monsters, Xyz materials from them, do 500, then he increases by 500 attack for each, and then he gets 1 additional attack for every Xyz material removed. So, really scary card. Too bad nobody plays Xyz monsters anymore. But hey, that effect negation on everything is pretty nice, and I like that. So that is Blue Galaxy, Blue Eyes Galaxy, Galaxy Blue Eyes. I'm not sure what I'm going to title it. Blue Galaxy never seems to get any clicks, so I'm going to maybe try Blue Galaxy or Galaxy Eyes Blue, or I don't know, I'm going to figure out something. I love this deck a lot. It's such a fun, gimmicky, put together. It works surprisingly well for what it does and everything. Such a fun deck. Not anything I would take to a tournament, but definitely something that I would definitely play with friends. And heck, maybe take to the locals as like a local tournament deck. Really fun. Blue Eyes and Galaxies need their own link. Yeah, Galaxies are getting one, but he's not too great. But I digress. So guys, what do you think of Galaxy Blue Eyes, or I don't know what I'm gonna call this anymore. I love it, it's a lot of fun. What do you guys think of it? Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great day of your birthday, happy birthday, and see y'all later. Peace out and goodbye.